Hello, good afternoon. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. Today, I have a great question for you. Actually, it's a great topic. You're the one that's supposed to bring the questions. So I hope you have great questions for me. And the topic that I'll be talking about today is the special immigrant juvenile status. And the reason I'm going to talk about it is because there is an exciting development with this SIJS. That's what we call it in short. Now, this is for immigrants who are here and as minors, and they may not have their parents here due to the parents not being available. They may have abandoned them, taken them to the U.S. and left them here. Or they may have been mistreated by those parents and they're in need of finding another place or a guardian to help them to get out of the situation they're in. And if that is the case, the special immigrant juvenile status may be an option. This would now, the first is to apply for this SIJS status based on what's called a predicate order of the court. So this is going to involve going to the court to have the court designate the child, declare the child a juvenile within the custody of the court, assign a guardian to the child, and then at that point, once the order is in place, then you can take that order and go to the immigration service and apply for SIJS. Now, here's where the exciting announcement comes in. The SIJS isn't the end of the journey. Once you apply for the SIJS, then you're going to have to wait for an immigrant visa number to become available after the SIJS is approved to apply for status here in the United States. What that means is that when you apply for SIJS, then it's approved, it's not going to grant any immigration benefit in itself. You then have to wait until that person is able to apply for adjustment of status. And to do that, you have to have an immigrant visa number available to you in some cases. So that is where it gets to be a longer process. And the USCIS, the Immigration Service, has identified that it is a problem, leaving many of these vulnerable minors in a vulnerable situation. They're leaving them in limbo where they were mistreated, abandoned by their parents, they're without parents, and they're unable to move forward until that one condition is met, which can take years. However, they have just announced that once it has been determined that there's no immigrant visa number available, they're going to put them on a deferred action list. They're going to consider their application for deferred action. That means that they're going to put them on a special wait list. But when you're on that special wait list, that minor would be able to get a work permit. Now, when I say minor, they usually, and it depends on which state, they can apply for the predicate order from the court as long as they're under 18, under 21 in some states, for example, California. However, in order to qualify for the immigration side of it, you just have to be under 21 to apply for it. So you have to be under 21, not over 21 to apply for it. And so if you're going to have quite a wait, then at this point, they've announced that you can go on the wait list. Once they've approved the SIJS, you'll wait on the wait list until an immigrant visa number becomes available. But at that point, you can then apply for the work permit while you wait for your process to be completed. So that's great news because that was not necessarily a possibility before. Now I'm going to go to questions. Please, can adopt child who is a U.S. citizen file for her biological mother and biological sister? So, Mommy Kells, I hesitate to say on here that first we'd have to figure out what adopted means. Does it mean they were legally adopted and it is a recognized adoption, or does it mean that it's an informal type of adoption? And that's not even adoption, but a lot of people for example, considered a child adopted if they take them into their home, but they don't have the papers to show they're the parent. If this is a legal adoption, then at that point you would not be able to apply for the parent, because remember, when you're legally adopted, that parent gives up all their parental rights, and they're not going to, it is now the adoptive parents that are going to be seen as a legal parent. So it may not be possible, but Mommy Kels, that's where you need to schedule a consultation just to confirm which situation it is and whether there are options available. How long does it take to get an EAD after doing your biometrics? So biometrics are all over the place, so it's going to differ. The time is going to be different in each case. I've been documentarily qualified since April 2021. My category is F2B. So unfortunately, and many people are waiting even over a year for the interview. So just check on your case and make sure that they have everything they need to schedule that appointment. All right, you're welcome, Mommy Kels. Now, can I file for VAWA after the case denied twice? We refile, but my spouse is now threatening. So Relic 72, if you have been denied twice, you need an attorney. You need to make sure you're not doing it on your own because the VAWA, you have to meet very specific criteria. And, if you don't understand the legal aspect of the requirements, you're going to fail. And so that's where you should go ahead, call, schedule a consultation. You can do that by going to the link in the profile. It's going to take you to the website where you can call, you can fill out a contact form, or you can go ahead and do an online chat right now with one of the scheduling coordinators on the website. All right, because being denied twice, it means that you may be able to refile, but we have to get to the root of why it's being denied, and it may just be because you're doing it yourself. So make sure you keep that in mind. Thanks so much for the shares. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Keep putting those questions in the comments so that I may answer your questions. All right. So my daughter's auntie is in the U.S. Army. She wants to file for her. What do I need to do? So an aunt wouldn't be able to file an aunt wouldn't be able to do a direct filing for your daughter. KCK, you need to schedule an appointment just because there may be options, but I'd have to figure out what your situation is, what are the facts involved, and whether there are options available for your daughter. Where's your daughter? Is your daughter here? Is your daughter there? What's the situation between you and your daughter to determine how to move forward? How can I know about my case? So you will have to, Private Ryan, you should go to the USCIS, and it depends on where your case is. If it's at the USCIS, you'll need to go to the website, and you could do check your case status. Just scroll down on the front page. If you are at the National Visa Center, you'll need to contact them. So you should have a login portal with your case number and your invoice number. So look into that. Check with the petitioner to see if they received any of that information. All right, keep putting those questions in the comments. I'm here to answer your questions. All right, so I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to call it a night. You can always go ahead and schedule your consultation so that we can evaluate your particular circumstances and then get started. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to take your questions and also to bring a topic. So Mommy Kels, please, my grandma filed for her unmarried children who are 21. Please, how can we facilitate the case? If she already filed, then you definitely need legal representation at this point. I wouldn't be able to tell you that just because I don't know what stage you are in the process. I don't know what the situation is. All right, so I'm in Boca Raton, Florida. However, keep in mind M3I cab. I am a U.S. immigration attorney, which means I can represent clients all over the country and the globe, and I do. So no matter where you are in the country or the world, I can help you with your immigration issue. All right, so go ahead, schedule that appointment. I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.